All right, welcome to the Speak Your Piece podcast. My name is Ian McNaughton, Big E here. Pleased to be joined first by Ravisher Dhaliwal. Ravisher, how are you?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. And then also joining us is Callum McDonald. Callum, how are you tonight?
Not too bad. Yourself?
I'm doing great. Have you been poking kids lately?
Oh, that's the last one.
Yeah. Actually, about 4 hours ago.
Oh, nice. Good for you. All right, we're doing this. This is a late Tuesday night pod. It's about 9 p.m. Pacific. Literally just as DeAndre Ayton scored the game-winning basket.
Oh my God, I can't believe that.
We hit the recording button. So now we're recording post Game 2 Western Conference Finals, Clippers Suns. That's embarrassing if you're the Clippers.
That's embarrassing if you're Paul. If you're fucking Paul George, dude. That is embarrassing. You could not. That's worse than Embiid. And also, JVG, Jeff Van Gundy just said, don't give it to Booker, give it to Ayton, and it worked. It fucking worked. I mean, wow.
So basically, if you don't know, quick recap, horrible officiating call where they gave the ball to the Clippers. It was a bad turnover, missed turnover, missed call. Paul George misses 2 free throws, puts the Clippers up by 1. DeAndre Ayton gets the tip-in basket from Booker on the inbound on the other way. I don't even know where to start. All right.
Yeah, I don't. That was the insane ending to a game. That was fucking sick. 13 minutes ago, this guy tweeted the Paul George redemption tour is awesome, and that shit just went downhill.
that was the peak of Paul George in the playoffs, right then, right?
And it just went straight down, dude.
Five tweets moments before disaster.
Rug pull, dude. That was the quickest rug pull you've ever seen. It just
That's so bad.
I will say before we got on a little early and we were watching the end of this together, and we said before the end of the game, I guess we'll talk about the hockey game, and then the end of the basketball game happens. There is time left on the clock, I think.
No, it said final. I think it would have been 0.1, and there's no timeout, right? So
what are they going to do? Give it to Paul George?
They have to alley-oop it from the other side of the court, touch it with this. Well, yeah, it's impossible. It would have been. Even if there's time left, there's no timeouts. You can't advance, so it's over, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm a little ahead of you here.
Do they got time on the clock?
I'm watching on cable.
0.7.
They're putting 0.7 on.
But it's full court, right?
Yeah, pretty much. At half. There's no timeouts. We're at half.
This would be the most insane.
Three quarters
Paul
of the
George
court
would have to do something insane right here if it were to be. But this is anything that happens here, Paul George deserves it. I'm sorry. You cannot do that. You cannot miss those at all if you're him. At least hit one. Even LeBron hits one usually. Even he doesn't miss both when he's in the clutch, dude. Come on. He will never get rid of that nickname. I am so sorry.
Pandemic P or playoff P?
Both, dude. People are calling him Pfizer P because he was vaccinated. Now he's good. Don, he's back.
Scott Foster.
He's back to normal. He's back to form, baby.
Scott Foster is trying to score the Sun.
This would be the first game.
Scott Foster wants to keep that record going. He wants
Chris Paul.
He wants that 0-12.
Is Chris Paul even playing?
I guess CP3 teams.
He's not because he's in COVID protocol.
You can change it to. But you can change Chris Paul's teams.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I can change it to that. But I guess maybe that's why he's a bit lenient this game and not going full blast.
There's such chaos, I think, right now in the arena because of all the Suns fans who just went berserk because they thought their team just won. Now,
I don't get how you can even add time onto this. Scott Foster's doing the most right now, man. He is doing the most. Who would you realistically, right? Scott Foster, Chris Lee.
Oh God.
Chris Lee is referee in the NHL. That's all you need to know. Really
atrocious.
I'm gonna say Foster's better. I would rather have Foster I would rather have Foster call a hockey game than
but
the
if you're
call a
talking-
hockey game because I think Foster's like, yo, you just hit that guy in the head. That's not acceptable. Like,
Yeah, whereas Lee would just be like, oh, it's just soft.
run clock.
That is the worst. Oh, don't even get me started on that. It'll piss me off.
That was so stupid.
Just like run clock. I'm like, dude, this is the most lame referee ever. Monty Williams is a goat for that play, by the way. That was
a pretty good play.
That guy is such a good coach. It's amazing.
Has the coach of the year been announced?
Has it been? I don't know. I think I know.
Was it not Quinn Snyder, Utah?
I think that was last year. I don't know. I was thinking about Brenda because hockey, but like I don't think it was.
Brenda Moore did win Coach of the Year, just kind of wrong sport.
Yeah,
so,
I think.
Thibodeau,
I'm pretty sure. Wasn't it Thibodeau?
No, I think Thibodeau was nominated, but I don't think he won.
Coach of the Year 2021. Yeah, it was Thibodeau.
Oh shit!
I mean, fair enough. They went to the playoffs.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive for that team. For that team he had.
Yeah, I mean, they got Rose, which really helped. Besides what's his name? Randall. He didn't. I guess
he had no stars.
There wasn't really much, but then quickly really turned it up, and like Toppin will be good soon too. I think. Yeah. I'm hoping he's a later bloomer where he can like fit into like a second, third option like at his peak. I think third option would be more of his. Yeah. I guess something like that. And is this game ever going to end? By the way,
it does end. It does end. It does end. So I'll skip ahead for you, Rav. The Suns win 104-103. They take a 2-0 series lead. Paul George is walking off the court with his head down. Ayton's pumped.
Shout out Monty Williams, man. That guy is a great coach. What he did with this team. I mean, Chris Paul. I think do you think what happens with Walker happens with Chris Paul, where you just go somewhere like that and you just gain trade value?
With Kemba?
Yeah, I think they get the CP3 thing going on here.
What a great trade! What a great trade for OKC.
Oh yeah, gosh, what a good trade.
Why is OKC's general manager
Sorry?
Just fleecing teams left, right, and center?
I don't know. It's a smart move I think for both sides too.
They're not OKC is not giving up much.
I mean, they're getting more picks. They kind of got fleeced at the deadline, the draft today.
Yeah, the draft. Yeah, they did.
They did get a bit fleeced. I'm fine because Raptors got fourth, dude. I'm chilling.
Dude, that was awesome.
That's sick. We deserve that, honestly. I don't know. I think what's obviously going to be like Suggs. What are the Jalen?
Suggs, Cunningham's gonna go first. Jalen Green is another guy. They might take Mobley if he drops because they could use a big man, but it's all on how you use him too. Like we're seeing with
the Rocket. Keith said that hopefully the Rockets don't go with that small ball shit again. I hope they don't go with this.
Oh right.
I don't think so. I think that was just such an extreme. I don't think we're seeing that again.
God,
the Cavs. I mean,
I wouldn't mind Mobley obviously, but. I don't know. We won't get him. I think more so Suggs. What were you saying?
The Cavs have Sexland in the back, but they have a good backcourt. So taking Suggs makes no sense.
Or Green.
Yeah, so I assume one of them is going to drop to us, and Mobley is going to be taken by Cavs. Logically, but then again, who knows?
You go off the board, like hell off the board, because there's not really much. You got like good forwards.
What's his name? Corey Kispert from Gonzaga, who's from Edmonds, Washington. Not too far down the road where I'm from, Lake Stevens, Washington.
He had a good tournament. From what I watched, he had a good tournament. I don't know if he goes top 3.
I don't think he goes top.
He could be one of those guys who like moves up. I think a lot of these guys could move up.
Okay, so
it's not as all place as the hockey one this year, in my opinion, but it's still like I don't know. I feel like this year is more all over the place.
So again, we'll get back on track here. But the Suns won. They beat the Clippers. The Eastern Conference Finals start tomorrow night, Wednesday night, between the Bucks and the Hawks. I want to talk about that quickly here. With the Philadelphia 76ers absolutely blowing it. Just on a platter, giving the series to the Atlanta Hawks. Callum or Rab, one of you guys can answer this, but who's to blame in Philadelphia for just this mess they're in right now?
You guys can look at my screen if you guys are watching on the video. I think that kind of sums it up. People who willingly buy Ben Simmons jerseys should be crucified. Hot take.
I think people overhyped Ben Simmons so much.
Me.
I think he's a good player. I don't think
at one point I said he was LeBron without a shot, which might be the coldest take, up there with Frank.
That is fucking pretty cold.
I think that would be up there.
He's a good player, but I just don't think he's what. Like, I think the Sixers need a 3-point shooting point guard, and that's
Chris
not
Paul.
what they have.
They had Chris Paul this year, dude. There was a lot of Chris Paul rumors last year. I remember that, but they had Chris Paul this year. This team would be easily he would wipe him alone would wipe the two teams they played.
I was gonna say there's also the Harden rumors too. Don't forget, I
remember that too. Because of the Murray connection now too and all that. But
do you think the Sixers are going to trade Simmons?
They have to trade one of those guys.
It's got to be Simmons, I think, because you're not really gonna build a team around Simmons after what he's done.
And you're not getting
he's
anything.
Improved at all. Sorry, if he's improved at all, he hasn't improved at all since the rookie season, which is the main issue with him. If you can't, I don't know what Stephen A was saying. I don't believe him because his sources are usually just trust me, bro. But he said from a close source, God, I'm really quoting Stephen A. Smith, but he said the guy doesn't work hard apparently to a close source, which it's kind of believable, for a Stephen A. Smith quote. So. I mean, if that's the case, it's not. I mean, it kind of shows because he's made no improvements. It's the rookie year. You can even say he's regressed, which is kind of brutal, honestly. Because I was so high on him. That's why I have his fucking jersey. For fuck's sake. But I don't know, man. I don't know what you do. I think you got to trade him. You can't trade Embiid after.
You can't trade Embiid. And if you trade Harris, you're getting nothing in return.
You're not even going to get
that. I was going to say that's a shitty contract. Good Lord.
That was a shitty contract the day it happened. And this year it looked like he may have he may have looked like he was worth it, but
he stepped it up, but he's not worth a max.
Can I I'm on Spotrac right now. Do you want to hear what Tobias Harris's contract is after this season?
Yeah.
Isn't it
so he's got 3 more years after this one at base salaries of $36 million next year, 37.6 the year after that, and 39.2 million in 2023.
39.2?
39.27, so 39.3 in 2023, 2024 when he's 31 years old.
I said the Middleton contract was similar, but Middleton's made it to the conference finals multiple times. This guy has the second round once. So I don't I think the Middleton contract really worked out. It was a gamble for Milwaukee too, because they did that just because it's so hard to get stars in markets like that. I know as a Raptors fan, you can't really sign free agents. That's the same thing with Milwaukee. So you got to keep what you got. And that gamble worked because Middleton is great. He's much better than Harris in my opinion. So and he shoots much better when they need him to. The Middleton contract is a scenario where taking a risk on a guy maxing him out works out. Where I don't know. Obviously his regular season, for Harris this year, his regular season was much better than, really any of his regular seasons. Maybe when he was on the Clippers, that one year he got traded was okay, but even then, I don't know why Philly needed to max him. In my opinion, I guess it may have been the relationship with Butler. I don't really even know what happened with that. Because I know Embiid and Butler had a good relationship and all that, but I don't know, man. I think I knew from day one from that contract, I feel like that one was not going to work out.
The Simmons thing, I do want to make one more point after this, but the Simmons contract, he's got 4 more years after this. He'll be making $33 million next year, 35.4 the year after that, 33.8 in 23-24, and then 40.3 in 24-25 when he's 28 years old. And there's also a 15% trade kicker. So basically his contract goes up once you trade him.
Shit.
Rough.
Shit. What do you even return? What do you get in return for Ben Simmons? Obviously, you went on trade thing and like the ESPN trade thing. It said Davis for Simmons apparently gives the Lakers 6 wins.
That was my first thought was like, because I root for the Lakers now until the Sonics come back. But like Simmons kind of makes sense in a way if you put him on the Lakers where he does, like, obviously the contract sucks. Like, that's a bad contract. But you put him in a spot where he doesn't have a lot of pressure, because obviously he hasn't done well with the pressure in Philadelphia. You get him in a spot with a lot of shooters. Callum, you mentioned before we recorded about Portland. Portland makes a lot of sense. I've heard Golden State is another team.
Who's Golden State giving up? Wiggins?
I was going to say Wiggins, and
but Golden State already has like two max contracts. They have Draymond Green's contract.
They paid, like, they didn't obviously pay Oubre $80 million, but they paid $80 million this year to keep Oubre.
Yeah.
So like they have the money, and they're willing to pay money for these guys. So, like, I don't think the money is the issue there, especially if they believe they have a team. I don't know where he plays though. You got to put him as a forward. I think you might have to put him as a
small forward, but like.
No, even power forward, I think you even put him as a power forward. You put like Wiseman, Simmons, and then you put like Wiggins, Green, Clay, Curry.
Curry.
I don't. Gosh, yeah.
Apparently on the ESPN trade machine, Wiggins and Bazemore for Simmons works, but it does give the 76ers 4 less wins, and it doesn't do anything for Golden State.
Yeah, if you're trading Wiggins for him, you don't. There's no point of. I think because you need, or if you get like someone in free agency, but at that point you don't really have much money to play with, and you're really. I mean, if you want to go deep into the luxury tax, it's just going to cost you so much, and it might not even be worth it because does Simmons even? I guess Simmons does fit on a team like that where he's going to be kicking it out to like the best shooters ever. Whereas,
you just get him as a playmaker. Like that's all you like. That's all you need him for. You don't need him.
It does suck. Like someone I thought as skilled as him is looking like he's just going to be an average playmaker, which is. I mean, he's a good defender, but come on, the guy is so skilled, right? Like, it's brutal.
Here's the thing: Philadelphia is where the Maple Leafs will be a year from now when the Maple Leafs don't make a cup or don't get out of the first round again. Where we're gonna be talking about with the Maple Leafs and they don't get out of the first round. It's like, okay, you got to trade one of the big guys. That's where we are. That's where we're at with Philadelphia. Where the 76ers are like, okay, you haven't got to a conference finals yet. You have to trade one of the guys. Like, this isn't working.
You got to shake it up. You got to shake it up.
Like, this isn't working. You got to do something different. And I don't know what you do if you're Philly. I guess it's trade Simmons and hopefully you get a good offer in return. I don't know who that team is or where that fit is, but I would look for somebody West Coast. I can't imagine they want to trade him within conference.
No.
So.
Yeah, you don't want to trade him to the same conference, I don't think, but I guess I don't know. This is gonna be weird. It's gonna be a weird thing. I don't know.
I was gonna say, Rav, it feels like ever since we've started this podcast, or at least the third version of it, like since we moved to SFU, like a lot of the sports talk has been the Sixers, Simmons.
It has been just because like the Sixers team they've been like playoff team, and every year they're like, oh, this is their year, and like they haven't really even done much to like. I mean, I guess you could say the year they had Butler, Harris, that year. Kawhi hit the greatest game winner ever. Like, I guess you could say that, but they were like one shot away, one of the best shots ever away from going into the conference final, and you could argue they had a good chance against both the other teams they're going to play. But even then, like I don't know. I don't know what you do. If you kept those guys that year, you had something going for the next year. Because if you go another year with the team they had in 2019, they're going to at least make the conference finals next year, in my opinion. Especially because we didn't have Kawhi. They had a much easier route. But obviously that didn't work. But I don't know.
The other thing I want to bring up, the Brooklyn Nets lost in 7 games to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Does Steve Nash get fired?
No.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm like, I would have put it past these guys, dude. I feel like teams like that where you get good so quick are like they're on a quick time clock.
But the other thing too, so when they announced that Nash was going to be the head coach, a lot of the language of what they discussed about Nash was that, he's a great communicator. Like he'll be able to talk to Kyrie and he'll be able to communicate properly with Kyrie because it's all about communication. It's like, okay, fair. But like some of the coaching stuff was, I don't know.
Questionable.
A bit questionable, I thought.
Yeah, he did have. I don't really agree with as much as Bruce Brown had some bad moments. The guy was good. You had a bunch of options without KD or without Kyrie. Sorry, I mean, I guess it didn't really help that Harden and Joe Harris played like fucking prime Guangdong Tigers starters. But like it is. I mean, the guy was 1 for 11, Joe, right? Like the guy's meant to be the best shooter in the East or whatever, and he does that. You know, you can't. You had an awful playoffs. I don't know. Like they got unlucky. It's an injury riddled season. I think you give Steve another year. Next year,
agree.
because it's too quick. If Lou gets fired this year, Tyronn Lue, if they lose the series, I think it might be the same thing with Steve.
I just want to ask, only because I'm interested. I don't necessarily know that I agree with this, but was this the best chance for the Nets to win a title? With the addition of Harden, go ahead.
If they had a healthy team, like all their players were healthy.
Is Harden's contract up?
No, you got these guys you got Harden for I think another year.
He's still gone for another year, yeah.
But you got Kyrie and Durant for another 2, but go ahead.
Spencer Dinwiddie is leaving. So if Spencer Dinwiddie was healthy, I think this was their best shot.
I feel like
if LaMarcus Aldridge played.
If he played, yeah.
Yeah, actually played, yeah. But I mean, at that point, you're having LaMarcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, KD, Kyrie, James Harden, Spencer Dinwiddie, Joe Harris, all these crazy DeAndre Jordan, all these crazy players playing for you, and you're not making it past the second round?
Yeah, it is brutal. I mean, shout out to KD. That guy is the best scorer ever that I've seen. Like this.
That I've seen, yeah.
Like the guy, like watching the guy live is fucking amazing.
He's fucking good.
He's one of the best players ever. But like, yeah, it didn't really help again that your other 2 main guys that you want to score don't score. Yeah, I mean, they better be throwing up shots. Harris better be fucking throwing up shots, or Shanghai Sharks are gonna give him a nice contract, dude. Okay. Yeah. I think they got next year is definitely gonna be the first season like since 2019 where like you really get to see a team in a normal state, because obviously the past 2 years have been nuts.
In a normal year. So yeah. Kyrie's 28. You got 2 more. Well, you got 1 more year and a player option after that. Harden's 31. You got next year and a player option after that. And then Durant is 32, and he's got 1 more year and a player option after that. It's basically next year, I think, and then depending on how, if things hit the fan next year, they might not even take their player options.
Right. I can see Harden not taking it. I think if KD stays or if KD's still there, I think Kyrie will take it.
Let's move on to Bucks Hawks. That's our Eastern Conference Finals. I'm kind of rooting for Atlanta in Trae Young, because Trae Young feels like the biggest villain in the NBA right now, and I think that's really cool. I was on Atlanta last year. I thought they'd be like sneaking into the playoffs last year, and they were absolutely dog shit. But it proved well this season, because they actually looked like a fairly competent team. I don't think this is the peak of Atlanta. I think they got room to grow, but Rav, are we kind of sleeping on Trae Young as a superstar?
No, God, I don't know if he's a superstar yet, but that team is good. It's the best since the 2015 team. You could argue it's better just because I believe Herter, Collins, and Trey are much more lethal than Millsap, Corver, Carroll, right?
There's an argument that Kevin Herter is the best ginger of all time.
Dude, what was the thing? They said they don't even call him Kevin anymore. They call him Kayvon. Kayvon, bro. That's what they call this guy now. He played amazing in Game 7. Game 7, Kevin.
So, Callum,
yeah, I don't know. This team, I've predicted them to be out in the past 2 rounds, and both times Trey had a pretty bad Game 7. I think he was 5 for something, but I don't know. The team won, man. The team stepped up when they needed him, and when he wasn't playing well. If he was playing well that game, that game would have been a wash, which would have been insane.
Callum, do you have a difference maker that you're looking forward to seeing in the Hawks-Bucks series?
Yeah, obviously you got Trae Young, and then you have Giannis, but the Bucks are so much better defensively, in my opinion.
Drew Holiday will be the big.
Yeah, so I was gonna say Drew Holiday if he can lock down Trae.
Also, what a fucking trade that Bledsoe, the Drew Holiday, that was good. That was it. Bledsoe was good, but okay, even that's a hot take sometimes. You could argue, but Drew Holiday is such a good defender, and he's an even better offensive player than Bledsoe ever was. So,
I think, I agree exactly with what Rav said. But on the other hand, who do you have that could defend Giannis in open play at least?
Probably Cam Reddish.
You think Cam Reddish is gonna okay? I think defensively the Bucks are a better team. Yeah. And if they can lock down Trae, that's going to be the difference maker.
Picks for this series. I'll start. I'm going to take the Hawks in 7. I'm rooting for Atlanta. I'm going to take Atlanta to win. I think the thing about Atlanta is that they just find ways to win, whether it's Philadelphia blowing a 26-point lead or whether it's the fact that they just outwork the Knicks. The Hawks just find ways to win, and I'm going to go with the Trae Young heel villain story, and I'm going to ride with that for this round. Rab, who do you got?
I got them too. I've all those stupid polls on Instagram. I've just been voting Hawks. Because if again, it's the Montreal thing with me, where it's fuck, if they're gonna keep doing it, they're gonna do it eventually, right?
If they made it this far,
why not farther?
Yeah,
I think for me, I wouldn't mind seeing the Hawks win, but I think it's gonna be Bucks in 6.
Okay,
I think Bucks in 6 will be the main pick for the most people, I would say. I feel like it depends on the defense because those guys can shoot the lights out and Trae is lethal. But if Holiday, I think it's down to Holiday, Giannis with Collins and Tucker too. I don't know. They'll probably even put Tucker on Collins, and they'll probably just keep Giannis in the corner like they did where they put Giannis on Shem and put Tucker on Durant.
You're probably not wrong.
Yeah, and it worked. I can't argue. I've questioned a lot of Mike Budenholzer's coaching, but the guy, they're in the conference finals yet again, so I can't say anything anymore.
The other thing I want to throw over or mention before we throw it over to our next topic, Nate McMillan, who took over for the Hawks coaching staff on March 1st, and the team has been playing much better since then. And that's part of being in the playoffs too, is if you're going to go far, you got to be hot and you got to be on it, which they seem to have been under McMillan.
I thought he was a good coach in Indiana too. Yeah. It's just that you didn't really have the team with him. You really just had Sabonis. And Brogdon really turned it up this year. But I don't blame McMillan. I don't even know if I blame Indiana for firing him. But they fired their coach again this year, so I don't know. They seem like they could be in shambles too.
Yeah, that's a good question with the Pacers. we talked about the draft lottery quickly. Do you want to add any more before we head out with that? But pretty much, I'll just give a quick rundown first. With the Pistons are picking first overall. Houston's going second. Cleveland's going third. The Raptors are picking fourth.
Who's going second again?
Houston.
Houston. Oh, okay. Ooh. Do you send Lowry back? Lowry sign and trade back, or is he under contract this year? I completely forgot. I don't even know. But
Lowry's a free agent, I think.
Yeah, that's actually like
Lowry sign a trade, send him back to Houston, give him the fourth for the second. We get the fucking center, and we got a big man that's not Baines.
So wait, so what? So what?
Then we have no fucking point guard.
But no, so what you're saying?
Like, we're not gonna. I don't think we even. I don't know if we keep.
Assuming Van Vliet is the shooting guard.
Yeah.
But hold on. So you're saying sign and trade Lowry as well as a pick swap?
That's a hot take. That's a hot.
I was thinking I might consider like signing and trading Lowry for second overall.
Oh, but God, no, that would never work. That would never work.
But you have to add a whole bunch more
because you got to remember
Kyle Lowry and John Wall.
No, Lowry
and Christian Wood. Hey, don't sleep on
Christian Wood. Christian Wood is sick, dude. He is amazing. Yeah, he plays super good. I was joking most about the Lowry thing, especially because they still have Wall under contract. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about Lowry's situation. I don't think he stays. He doesn't really need to stay. He does like the guy's gonna get his number retired. Like there's nothing.
Oh
to
yeah,
say.
definitely.
No one's wearing 7 again. But yeah, I mean. I don't mind. Again, it's a thing where it's like we won the championship even 2 years ago. I don't care if we're shit for the next 10. Like it was so fun that whole even during LeBronto it was okay to watch. Like we even like in 2016 we were 2 games away from the finals then, and we just lost to we were 2 games away from the finals and we lost to the champions. Right? Like we had such good seasons throughout that whole thing.
The other thing I wanted to ask, we kind of talked about it, but does anybody in the top 4 trade their pick? Detroit, Houston,
Detroit won't. No way Detroit does.
No way Detroit. They are getting the fucking thing they need.
Yeah, they need
in Cunningham.
Star, man. They need a star. I mean, Grant had a good season, but he's not carrying you anywhere, man.
Grant did have a good season, but he's not.
He can be a good. He can be like a third piece, like on a championship team. The guy's like a third or fourth piece.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Killian Hayes.
Killian Hayes is good. He unfortunately was injured for a lot of the season, but I think he can be good too. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna throw it over to hockey, but if you got any other basketball,
no, I guess that's about it. I do have Suns winning the championship this year, and I just really want Chris Paul because he deserves it more than anyone. Yeah. Maybe next up would be like Giannis because the guy is one of the best. But like I think more so like Giannis will eventually win it, whereas I don't think Chris Paul
has many years left to win it.
I don't think he has a better chance than this, man. I'm sorry. Like,
it's like the Carey Price thing of like, if not now, then when? Like,
because
there's no greater time like the present to go out and win. Speaking of that, I think we could switch to that game. Let's go to hockey. Game 5 also just finished about an hour ago before we started recording. The Montreal Canadiens won 4-1 over the Vegas Golden Knights in Vegas. Montreal has won 3 of the last 4.
Yeah, they're 7-2 since the start of the first or second round.
Jesus.
Are the Habs good? I don't know I don't know where to start with this. Game.
I don't know. They come out good every game. Like they just start off. Really well, that keeps them going for most of it. They lead them. They have more first period shots, like slot chances. Like everything is just much better for the Habs, like to start off, which it really helps just to like have the lead early, and that really helps because like you've seen where it's like even today almost where it's like if it wasn't for Price, the game was gonna be tied or like at least 3-2. And like the last game they won the last game won in Vegas where Byron scored the third goal. That was there's another situation where like you score early, you get that early padding, and then if you can score another one where Byron did, you got 3-0 lead, and you still give up 2. If you keep it, like you still
that
keep
cushion.
it up. Yeah, you got that cushion where like I think that I don't know what Ducharme's doing. Obviously, right now he's not there. It's Burrows and what's his other name? Richardson. Yeah, that's what I was. But I mean, those guys have been good for Dominic. I mean, I think the team kind of already had a mindset of what they're trying to do, even without Ducharme. But again, they just come out swinging and right off the bat, and it's worked out. Josh Anderson has really been playing great. I mean, I like the Domi trade right when it happened. Like people are giving Bergevin shit for it right off the bat, just because everyone likes getting Bergevin shit for his trades, and they always end up working, like the Suzuki one, and like every like I think my favorite one is Denault and the pick for Romanov for Dale Weiss and Thomas Fleischmann. That one's a good one too. But yeah, I mean, again, Mark Bergevin at every level has fucking stumped me, man. I've always given the guy shit, but they're one game away from a Stanley Cup final.
That's fucked. I think I'm honestly all for Montreal winning. Fucking love them. And I think if they make it to finals, I think Carey Price has a pretty good fucking chance of winning the Conn Smythe.
Yeah.
Even if they lose. I think you were saying like the J.S. Giguère.
Yeah, before this we were talking about
it's gonna be a Giguère moment again.
Yeah, this could be a Giguère thing where even if they lose, like I don't think any of those guys. You might give it to Point if he keeps that shit up that he's doing right now, and if they make it to finals. Yeah, like if he gets, I think if he gets realistically, if he gets to 20 goals, which has never happened in a playoff run, only I think 19 is the record. If he gets to 20, you got to give it to him because even if he gets to 18 or 19, I think you even got to give it to him. That is insane to get 18, 19 goals in a playoff run. You got to be. I know the team's like whatever over the cap and all that, but you got to respect the finesse. I'm sorry, like regardless of who wins, you got to respect it. Like, it sucks. I don't like that you can do it, but if you did it, like you can, like there's nothing wrong with it.
Why not?
Right.
I want to talk about the Fleury-Leonard situation.
Why did they start?
Why do they start Fleury?
Why do they start?
I think DeBoer, like he's like, yeah, I'm a fucking beast with the Leonard thing, and then he's like, yeah, let's go back. Obviously, I don't know. The first goal, it wasn't really a good desperation effort. He saw the puck and it looked like he turned around the other way.
Yeah,
kind of weird. I don't know. The Perry Caulfield one was I don't know if that was really his fault, but
no,
I don't know.
The thing I want to say, I don't know if it makes much of a difference in Game 5 if Leonard starts. Like I'm sure he gives up 2 or 3 goals as well. I think it's Vegas just having a problem with scoring. Like they've scored what?
Who scored the Vegas goal? Was it today?
Was it Stone?
No.
So Jamie pulled that up, but no, it was just like Vegas has scored like so few goals. Patches, that's who it was.
So that is the 4th goal by a forward in the series. Caulfield alone has 3.
Yeah,
like in the series, right? Like,
So if you got 3 points tonight, fuck.
No, I'm just saying in the series, Caulfield has 3 goals, whereas Suzuki had 3 points. Is that what you said? Yeah, Suzuki had 3 points. That guy is so good at hockey, by the way. I mean, that guy is really good. But
I think didn't Kotkaniemi even get like the first?
Yeah, he got the first goal. He when Anderson went on that break, and then
Fleury misplayed it,
or he did something. I don't know what he was doing, but again, I mean, Caulfield didn't play the first 2 games of this playoffs, by the way, just letting you know. But also, I mean, what was I going to say? There's something about the forwards on Vegas. The Habs just been good at locking him down. Denault is a fucking amazing 2-way forward. That guy is going to be a Selke candidate for the next few years. Easily, he'll get votes this year too. Yeah, I mean, they're just so good defensively. The thing that we always talk about, where it's like the combination of Suzuki, Kotkaniemi, Caulfield, and like Romanov, these young guys, and then you throw Stahl Perry with them. You throw like all these veterans like Weber, Sherratt, all these guys, and
even Gallagher.
Sorry.
Even Gallagher.
Yeah, Gallagher's him and Price are the only guys from the last time they made it this far. Like these guys, I mean, I'm just surprised how well they play together. Where you got like these new age players who are just focused on scoring, like Caulfield, Suzuki, I mean, the guy is such a good offensive player, but even like a new age player, the guy is he has like two-way, like even like he has two-way like Selke upside, arguably, dude. Like the guy, like he kind of reminds me of Barkov in a sense, where like with this two-way game.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, he seems like a much quicker version than him, but I don't know. The team's playing so well. Like Anderson is really like, I knew he needed the one. I mean, he got the one tap in. Ever since then, the guy's just been lights out. The guy has been amazing. And Byron last thing. Byron was on waivers 3 times this year and wasn't claimed. And this guy scored 3 of the clutchest goals for them.
I want to say, I just pulled up the Habs on Cap Friendly. Philip Deneau is a UFA after this season.
Oh, he's
some team, I don't know what team, some team's gonna pay for Philip Deneau after this postseason performance. The other thing,
easy.
You're gonna get a good 6, like 5, 6, I think minimum.
The other thing that surprised me is Kakaniemi is an RFA after the season.
Yeah, he was drafted in 2018.
I know. He's already an RFA. But that's just that Montreal's just been playing extremely good team hockey. Like since the jump, they've just been doing. I mean, I know they went down 3-1 to the Leafs and then they came back, but they've just been playing tremendous team hockey, and that's kind of why they're leading the Vegas Golden Knights after beating Vegas in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, the defense, like having the veteran guys, like even like guys who've won it before, like Perry and Edmondson, those guys. Like they know what to do, like what you need to take it like to the finals. What do you need to win, right?
I guess we'll go around the horn here. Callum, I'll start with you. Does Montreal hold on and go to the Stanley Cup Finals?
I think if Montreal wins in Montreal, I think that's their chance. I don't picture them coming back to Vegas and winning.
Vegas will be loud. You got to get the casuals going off, dude. They're going to be cheering for every offside like they always do. They're going to be they're booing the power play today, which is fair because that power play sucks. I don't know what it is with that special teams. They need to get better special teams,
honestly,
coaching on that team. That is honestly, like for that skilled, like the amount those skilled players you have on that team, that's fucking embarrassing, dude. That power play, that penalty kill, everything. Honestly, like that is embarrassing to have like Pacioretty was a point per game this year. You got William Karlsson is playing like he was like when he scored 40. Like these guys are such good hockey players. You got Theodore on the point. You got actual Alex Pietrangelo too, captain of a winning team. Like these, something's got to change with that special teams at the end of the season, or like I don't know, get some better coaches up in there or something, dude. Because that's not good. That is not good at all. I think something like the Habs have. Like having a lot of power play goal in 11 games or something insane like that. Like the Habs break NHL single postseason record by not allowing a power play goal in 11 straight. I don't know if the Patches goals was that a power play one today?
I don't think it was.
I don't think so.
I
mean that's 12 now. Like the guy and also I mean I was about to say like shout out to the refs because they actually had a decent game. Maybe it's because I don't think Chris Lee was reffing. But
I think it was all the attention, and then Bettman's just like, you guys cannot fuck this up tonight. Yeah. Like whatever you do not fuck up this game. We can't have any more media scrutiny, please. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, roll the time.
Did you say who Montreal was gonna advance?
I said Habs in 6. It was looking like it.
All right.
One last thing I saw on.
Yes.
God forgive me. I'm on Reddit, fucking hockey.
Hell yeah.
On the Boris Valabeek and Marian Gaborik podcast, apparently. Valabeek was talking about, I guess, when he played for probably for the Thrashers, I assume. He said when he got to the arena before a game, Evander Kane was flexing with his shoes like shoes and his whole fit, his suit and everything, saying like, "Oh, the price is a lot and like the brand's amazing and shit." And then Ron Hainsey and Kubina after the game just took his fucking shit, just like cut it. So he just had like a shirt, like just a t-shirt and scissors. So he just walked home with some suit shorts.
Jesus Christ.
This is on the Gaborik and Valabeek show.
Fuck me.
First round pick Valabeek.
Islanders Lightning, we'll go through that quickly. Game 6 is Wednesday night at the Coliseum in Nassau.
He didn't get suspended, which I mean, I don't.
I'm not surprised. The problem is that yes, it was a dirty play, but like there was so much that was let go in the Habs Knights games that was far worse, and we've seen far worse throughout the postseason. That's like, okay, I get what you're trying to do, but
yeah, I guess I don't know. I didn't see this argument, but like Buchnevich did the same thing to Mantha, but that was in the after the Tom Wilson thing, and that game didn't matter at all because Rangers were out and all that stuff. It was a similar play. It was a similar thing where he got cross-checked in the face after Mantha was throwing him some shots, and like same thing with the Ruda Barzal thing. I mean, I didn't expect him to get suspended, and I think everyone knew it was going to be a $5,000 fine under the CBA max allowed or whatever the shit is.
Mm-hmm.
Something's out of it. I don't know. The Islanders were just leaking chances right off the bat. I've never seen them play like that all playoffs, which is just leaking chances like right off the bat, right off the get go. It was just they just couldn't stop them. I don't know what it was. I mean, that you can't even blame the salary cap thing on them, like where they got all these good players. That was just them playing bad.
Yeah, they just had a shit game.
Do we think the Islanders win Game 6 and force a Game 7?
I'm gonna go hot take yes, but I don't think they win this series.
No, I don't think they. After that game, I don't think they win.
The Islanders have done some fucking dumb shit this year. They've gotten pretty lucky, so I think they can do it again. I don't even know who you start. Do you start Sorokin or Varlamov?
I think you start Varlamov.
Do you go with Corey Schneider? Hot take.
I think you go with Varlamov. You kind of been rolling with Varlamov.
Yeah.
You started with Varlamov.
I guess the good thing for them always was that they had those two, like arguably, like Varlamov's been so consistent. I guess not last game, but he's been so consistent forever. And Sorokin this year has been so good too, especially during the Pittsburgh series. He just really had a bad game one, so they switched to Varlamov last round. But I don't know. I think I'd most likely go with Varlamov or Varlamov, whatever, right? But I don't know. I don't know how you got it just like off the bat. They just pressured them and like they scored within like 50 seconds last game.
Yeah.
So I mean, a team has a good defensive core. Trotz probably got to work on something with them. Just got to stop chances right off the bat. You can't. That's the thing with Varlamov all playoffs. Like the guy's been allowing goals right off the bat, even in the Boston series. I think a lot of the goals they scored was like in the first 5 minutes. Like given the guy like played elite after that, but like just letting him. It's hard to play coming back.
Hard to play, yeah.
Every game, especially on a team that's only lost, I think, one or two like games trail, like scoring the first goal all season or something like that, right? Like it's hard, especially against it's easier against Boston. Even that's hard, but like with Bergeron and all those guys. But like to do with this team, it's you're really putting yourself, like you're just kicking yourself in the foot right off the bat.
You might have to start Ryan Pulock in net.
Pulock in net. Do you go with Schneider, dude? I think you got to go with Corey Schneider. He's the only one out of all of them to make a finals.
I just want to say, speaking of Canucks, quickly before we sign off here, the Canucks bringing the Sedins as special advisors to GM Jim Benning. Just quick thoughts from both of you guys on
every Canucks fan like that one.
I agree. I think that was like to appeal to the fans.
I mean, that's
we kind of know what's going on. So here's the Sedins; they know what's up.
I think it was a Gary Bettman taking the Sedins out on the draft day in Vancouver kind of move. You can't boo the Sedins.
That's fair. That's fair.
Are they essentially the GMs now? Like, are they just does Benning even have any leeway anymore?
Probably not. No, he probably doesn't have any leeway.
I hope not. I think really when we knew when Benning was going to stay was the Pearson contract, because realistically Aquilini would have let him sign more than 2-year deals if he wasn't staying. So I think after the Pearson contract, I'm like, fuck, we need just something to change. We need like something up there that can just, I don't know, help with like the whole culture of the team. Cause obviously this guy doesn't know what's happening. I guess having guys, I mean, as great as them, having like the two best players in our history be our advisors is good. They know what the environment's like. They know what they need here. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully they don't hopefully they don't go with players that like fit their how they were as players. Hopefully they change their mind. They're good. They have such good hockey IQ that I believe that they know what they're doing more than Benning ever did.
Totally fair. That's the podcast. Thank you very much for listening. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you to Callum and Rav for taking time to come on and be here. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check it out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And we'll be back again soon. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. Have a good night.